Hello everybody. So I'm here to give you guys a little story. I'll try to break it down simply about street photography, photographing on the street, laws, and so on, and something I just witnessed or experienced. So simply, I was out um, gathering Christmas presents um, for friends and family today or tonight, and I was on 34th Street and walking from all the way from Broadway towards Madison to head home. So I'm carrying these big old heavy bags with me. Have my Sony Alpha 6000 that I just purchased, and went to go experiment on the street. I am also known for photographing people. Friends and family know this. I went to school for 4 years, bachelor's in BFA in photography, fine art photography. You can look it on my website. You can check through some of my work if you like. Am I that great? I don't know. Some people say I'm really good. You know, just became a hobby of mine, etc. I also like photographing objects, buildings, and so on. So, like, I'm like any photographer. You explore, and I'm actually more excited about the process of the image coming out. If I can photograph it and so on. So I was excited to photograph with this mirrorless camera, and I experimented at night to see if any of the pictures came out. And also, I've been also interested in photographing inside buildings and businesses for Google's contributor program on Google Maps. So I'm walking on 34th Street on Madison here, like I said, and I'm gonna pull up the pictures I took. These are the images here. I have there's a few here. 1, 2, 3. These are basically it. So these photographs I took, there's some raw here. Even this one of the parking lot across the street, this building here. I guess I was intrigued by it. So I'm just photographing like this, right here is New York City, little fog stack thing that comes up from the street, from the sewers or wherever it comes from. And I photographed this before in different areas of Manhattan. And like these street lights here, I was kind of curious, interested in. I didn't care about any of the people. I didn't care about them. I didn't care about them. Nothing really. I didn't care about anyone crossing the street. That wasn't my focus. And honestly, I used to have a little bit more guts to photograph people. And I'm also sort of a big target here because I'll admit, I'm a big fat chubby guy, and it's hard not to miss me. Anyway, so getting to my point. There's not. You look at the laws for New York, or anywhere really, in the United States here. I pulled this website. I'll put it on the link here, and credits go to them. It's everydayaperture.com law. One of the first searches on Google. Great read. It says street photography and law in New York, particularly like New York City, I guess. Photographers like Gary Winogrand and a few others out there who photograph in the streets. You can go around and you can photograph people. When you're on the streets, there's actually nothing to stop you or them to claim that you can't do that. If they harass you, someone grabs your camera, it's actually assault probably. Even children is another thing. People want to call out people who are perverted, and I'm going to make a separate video about that discussion, especially about men, especially males versus females when it comes to photographing the public. The only thing I don't even care about photographing kids unless they're that interesting, but even people, if they're that interesting, to get my attention. Anyway, point is, when I'm photographing people anywhere in public, it means that I find them either beautiful in a meaning of their surroundings, and there's something about them in a painterly way that they are posing, or in a way they're just, it's like a mystical wave that's attracted to them. It's not like it's sexual. It's just more like, oh, this person is beautiful and I want to photograph them because they're in the setting, and it's just because of where they're placed, what their pose they're in, etc. Doesn't matter like if someone might think they're ugly or beautiful, whatever. I just, at that moment, I want to photograph them. I'm attracted to this individual at that time. My camera's wanting to capture this. I'll pulling up some of my work as well from my website to show that. I'll do it right now. Okay, so the website's really weird. Okay, so hunting. This is some of my photographs I took around in London, Spain, and so on. So like this guy here, this Grand Central. um, Washington Square Park. And this is another example. Well, bringing it back over here, the read through here is a good read. It talks about even New York City subways, museums, and so on. Again, children, here's an example. This is the deal. When you're photographing on the street, as long as I'm not selling these photographs in a commercial standpoint, like I'm not putting them in a advertisement, I can legally do this unless I can get, I would have to get a release for them. Some of these pictures, of course, I took. I wish I had. There's me right there. It's a self-portrait. This lady here, it's a park in Brooklyn. It's a carnival. So, these action shots I took, I kind of I found these people fascinating, so I photographed them, and no one has ever came up to me and yelled at me and said, hey, you can't do that, etc., etc. And getting back to my point, so I'm on the sidewalk here, and there's big old scaffolding, as you can see in the image right here. There's big old scaffolding. And this lady comes up out of nowhere. And it's just a give a warning for any other photographers out there, especially street photographers. She starts screaming at me and starts to make accusations. And first she calls me, like, you fat ass pervert fuck. I quote fuck because it was already hostile. She was pointing at me, berating me in front of these other people. It looked like some European tourists. And I just looked at her. I'm like, you're a lunatic. I'm like, I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. And I was incredibly confused. And also my own confidence just looked at her. I'm like, I mean, heck, if she sees this video later and, wants to come forward about it and apologize, I would love her to do that because she doesn't even know who I am. And heck, I could even had like something like a heart condition or something. She has no idea. Also brave of her too. I could have been a lunatic myself and could have flipped out on her. But, the only thing I told her was she's a lunatic and, some other things. But despite that, these are the pictures I took, and that's it. And you got to watch out, people. Like, he was probably telling her to go call the cops and so on. And I guess she was triggered. I think she assumed that I was photographing her. I mean, heck, I probably needed a better lens. Even at this time of day, from that distance to photograph her. Even if I did, that's the thing. The point is, I'm on the street here, and it's a free show. I'm sorry. If you're going to be out on the street and I'm there, I have the right to do that. I have the public right to do that. You can't tell me I can't photograph you at all. And if you get confrontational about it, then that's your problem. You go ahead, take my name, whatever. We move on from there on out. So these little things here that people misunderstood, and I was actually quite surprised because I'll be honest, I took a break from street photography for a bit of time, unless I travel to other locations, and something changed about me where I used to have guts to go, hey, I'm just gonna go photograph people on the street, and I didn't care what they think, what they thought, etc. So anyway, that's my story. I'll keep some links in the description if you have any questions, and if you guys want to discuss it, leave some comments, concerns, any other stories that you guys have to tell. And I would absolutely love, again, if this lady, whoever I encountered on Madison and 34th here on the night of the 3rd of December 2016, I would absolutely love to see from your standpoint what you were thinking and why you think you were in the right to come up to me and say such things and say things to me that were very inappropriate, very confrontational, and you're basically disturbing the peace by coming up to me and doing that. And I guess, hopefully she reads through that and learns her own lesson, because, I guess she doesn't even realize I'm even a gay male, like I even care about you. I didn't understand. It's very confusing.